obviously a really exciting day here at Sun Devil Athletics University. Just a little run of show that we'll do. We'll start with opening statements from Dr. Crow and Ray Anderson. That will lead into the introduction of our new head coach, and we'll go to comments from him. And then after that, we'll go to questions. Without further ado, Dr. Crow.
Hello, everybody. I just hung up on the Pac-12 presidents that have been meeting for the last hour, so I hope they don't do something while I'm gone. And so I've been out walking. A lot going on. It's a very exciting day to have the opportunity to appoint Coach Dillingham to the head coach position at Arizona State University, but I want to put all of that into perspective. We're in the process of building a one-of-a-kind, world-class research university that is also simultaneously connected to as many people as we can be connected to, helping them to move their lives forward. A part of all of that is having a fantastic football program that is innovative, competitive, works at every level to be able to compete against the competition that we have in the conference and the competition that we have in the country. We don't want to be built around the notion of looking backwards and only the notion of looking forward, and this is our process. Our process moving forward here is to find the mix of talent of our coaches, our athletic department staff, and our team to find a way to move to the highest level of competition while remaining true to what college sports is all about. College sports is still, in the case of football, about producing young men as potential leaders, young men as more rounded, established individuals, young men and women throughout all of our sports. And so Coach Dillingham is committed to the pursuit of that process, the process of finding young men, advancing our program to the highest level of competition. We're very, very excited to be in a position where it's kind of funny reading what some of you guys in the back sometimes occasionally say or write. It has little to do with the reality of the process by which one actually moves forward to find a competitive combination of talent and commitment and resources. You're sitting right here in a fabulously new renovated stadium. We have fantastic practice and training facilities. We have a fantastic university that has evolved to support this institution. And now we need a football program which is consistently competing to be the Pac-12 champion, consistently competing to be in the Rose Bowl, consistently competing to be in the new football championship series, which is going to be expanded through our hard pushing and so forth and so on. So there's a lot up in the air, a lot that's happening. I want to thank Ray Anderson, who has done a fantastic job as athletic director here, building our overall athletic programs, expanding our commitment to academic excellence from our teams, expanding our championship programs, and then being committed to making football work even with very, very difficult and very, very hard decisions. None of this is easy. And so I'd like to turn it over to Vice President Ray Anderson, Chief of University Athletics.
Thank you, Dr. Crow, and thanks everyone for coming out on short notice. Indeed, our excitement today to introduce Kenny as our new head coach it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. And I'm going to take a little more time to talk about the process and where we are, because it's important to understand that it's a comprehensive, it's a changing, evolving landscape that we're in. College football as an institution has changed so dramatically in the short 4 years since a lot of these new things have come on. We are in a new era of college football, and we expect changes to continue. It is going to evolve, but for the foreseeable future, it will continue to change. And so the future is name, image, and likeness. A lot of talk about name, image, and likeness. The future is about the transfer portal and conference realignment and media rights that continue to create disparities between the haves and the have-nots. You have the NCAA governance. You have student-athlete mental health and wellness. You have the college football expansion. You have social media influences. You have social justice awareness and activities for student-athletes, among other things. And so it is, in our view, the new era head coach must be prepared to deal and embrace all of these challenges. and the opportunities presented by this changing world. And so we at Arizona State, we are a unique and special place. And it will take a head coach like Kenny Dillingham to get us there. So I want to share with you a little bit about the process. There's been a lot of speculation about the process, the search, the interviewing, and the selection process. So let me take you through it a little bit. This just didn't start 3 or 4 weeks ago. This process in terms of looking ahead started months ago. Along the way, we were able to get our friends at Korn Ferry, Jed Hughes and Garrick Yu. Korn Ferry, one of the leading search firms in this industry, to be on call, knowing that we would be needing them. We go a long ways back with those guys. Dr. Crow has known them for years. I have known them for years. So they did an excellent job in helping us to vet through and really look at an extensive list of candidates. And then we had an internal group that's been working on this for some time, not in a vacuum. Don Bakke, one of our senior admins, very well versed in football. Gene Boyd, our deputy athletic director. Marcus Williams, our associate athletic director. Ken Lanfear, senior associate athletic director. So we had an internal group for weeks thinking about this process and vetting through and talking about potential candidates. This was a coast-to-coast extensive search. We looked at multiple candidates at various points in their career of all varieties. And there's been a lot of speculation about those folks. We will not mention names because of privacy. A lot of the folks and a lot of their agents who would be happy to be sitting up here this morning don't want that out there because it could compromise their own current situations, and that's not fair to them. So for those who speculate, if you want to know those names and how many and when, then reach out to them or their agents and maybe they'll share that with you, but we will not because we respect privacy. And I hope you can understand that. And then what we did is at the suggestion and recommendation of President Crow, we put together a group of folks who know this institution, love this institution, have been part of this institution to advise us as a donor alumni group. Get their input, get their thoughts, get the feel of the community included in this process. And so we were delighted that Regent Greg Brewster, who is also a director in our ASU Alumni Club, and we were thrilled that Brian Sweetie, one of Dr. Crow's confidants and a real philanthropist who loves this university. And we were thrilled that Chris Michaels, our Sun Devil Club president and one of the founding members of our Sun Angel Collective, joined us in those conversations. And we were delighted that Stein Koss, who is here, and Ron Roque and Brock Eisweiler sat with us and went over the list of finalists, given the input, given their opinions, given the recommendations. And then we took the selection, the recommendation, after intensive scrutiny and a bunch of very qualified candidates who were interviewed and spoken to directly, indirectly. And we came to, very frankly, a unanimous and exciting decision that we had our man in Kenny Dillingham. And so what did the process, what was the profile? The first thing we did is said, let's figure out what the new head coach in this new era looks like. And it started with one thing very simple. This new head coach had to be in tune with and relatable to the new era student athlete. Energetic, flexible, adaptable, collaborative, innovative, great partner, great personality, great listener, great experiences winning and learning from others. Strong, passionate about this place. Someone who knows marketing and promotion. Someone who knows business. And as young as he is at age 32, the multitude of accomplishments and experiences and successes that Kenny Dillingham brought to the table was undeniable. And so this is a place where you needed someone who loves this community, loves this university, loves this state. And I believe that when you get a chance to bring them home, you bring them home. And there's something deliberate about that, because if you look at some of our head coaches, some of whom are in the room today, there's a lot of homegrown talent here. Zeke Jones in wrestling, Greg Powers in hockey, Missy Farkay in women's golf, Willie Bloomquist in baseball, Petra Pardee in in water polo. And now today we bring home our 6th alum who was involved deeply in the program here to lead us. And we actually got a 2-for-1 because Brianna, Mrs. Dillingham, was a varsity dance member cheerleader here in her days at ASU. And so the old saying is a factor. Home is where the heart is. And we got all that in Willie Bloomquist. We got all that in the others, and now we have it in Kenny Dillingham. And then when you learn that 8 generations are born and raised here in Arizona, we didn't even know that. It's like, wow. All those things matter. And so I wanted you to understand and share with you the fact that this was a deep, involved process. It's been going on a long time. We won't tell you how long because that's nobody's business but ours. But it wasn't willy-nilly. It wasn't that we started late, et cetera, et cetera. It was done in a comprehensive, efficient manner with the right people involved. And so for us, Kenny Dillingham is all of those things that we were looking for when we did our profile and more. And so I am delighted to introduce Ken Dillingham as the new head coach of Arizona State football.